Welcome to Sesanga Family Business. It's the Goat Stock. Let's go to our episode 32 in the Goat Stock. Leero tugenda kwogera ku entambuza y'ebisolo. Ebisolo babiyita batya nga babitambuza, babisiba batya, era amateeka galagira gatya ng'otambuza ebisolo mubitwala mu katale oba mubitwala ku faamu eyo. Ebisolo bino bwe tuba bwe tubitambuza bwe twaba abayana basi wabitambuza ku kuwo ddala bibeera mu mateeka kuba embuzi ezo oba ente ezo zigenda ottuuka n'entambula nga zirwaddi ziba bagenze okuleetera ng'olwewedde bagikuwadde erwaddi eyo eba ennyama embuzi oba ente eri more stressed na n'ennyama kikyalimu mugaso gwazo gumala okuggyako okuyubuli bwagalako kusa lubuto naye embuzi eyo si nnungi kubanga omaze giyisa mukugitambuza mayiro ne mayiro ogisibye emiguwa bubi talina bwessa ate ng'ogituusa ku kiso. Entambuza y'ebisolo mu mateeka erina kuba etya era ebisolo bino bw'obisiba nga bwe babisiba tulaba abayana babisiba ne bagisiba ne bagigiga emiguwa ne gyesunzira amagulu ne gayitamu eno bw'otivuga mayiro okuyitamu naye era bwe bannange bino bitonde. Really, there are laws governing these animals. There are laws, Ugandan laws governing these animals, which are there. There are traffic laws. If you look on the Traffic Laws Panel Code Act 304 of the Traffic Laws of Uganda, it shows. But the way they do it and they drive, it's like they're untouchable. But what are the risks to that meat which you're gonna eat, they're gonna cut for you after being transported in such a way? There's also a law in Uganda which speaks about the quality of animals. If you look at welfare and quality provisions over okwasa ebisolo n'amaanyi n'obukambwe guza n'embeera yaabyo biri protected under the Penal Code Act Cap 120. Egamba, it prohibits cruelty to animals, transporting animals in a manner that causes unnecessary suffering, could attract penalties. Naye abatratiki baffe bani babalaba bamitambula Public Health Act and local government regulations may contain provision on human handling and preventing disease transmission, especially for livestock moving through markets across districts. N'entambuza ya amateeka weegagi, amateeka gali mu constitution yaffe ye Uganda. When should we implement them? Nikutaasa ebisolo byaffe bitandika bifaako. When we learn to be responsible of what we do, that's when you're gonna get a blessing in it. When you love what you do, that's when you're gonna get a blessing in it. Let's do things we love. When you love your animals, they can't be transported the way they're transported. Okay, these transporters, the companies, I believe they're for people who have money because those trucks are expensive too. Now, when you buy that trolley to bring these animals and you employ those workers, do you follow up on how they treat these animals to transport them? What about the traffic officers on the road? What about the animal security points which give us certificates? All those departments which are there. All that expires money we pay for, their salaries. What do? Not even implementing 1% of the transportation of animals which are cruelly transported. Fenna tumanye entene mbuzi zaffe bazireeta mu lowleezo mu fuso ziyiseemu ate ne kuddako bazibeerako ekisooka badreevu abafuga bubi babanga abagamba nti bo trafiki bagiyitako wabamanyira kuwa bubi buli kaseera oba emmotoka ezo z'abanene bavuga bubi zikola akisidenti n'ebisolo byaffe nga babisibye bubi boka bakola akisidenti naye ebisolo ebitoogera ebirina omusaayi nga ebirina amaaso tebikwawulako bitambuza ebigere bina butambuza bibiri. But those are the animals we eat. Those are the animals which feed us. Those are the animals where we get money. But why would you transport them, Zach? And it's like, it has always been there. It's there when we eat shades. We are all farmers. Fena tuli babunzi. Fena tuli babunzi chitukwatako na omunene ali mu gavumenti, nowe Mbalala, nowe Masaka, entambuza y'ebisolo byaffe. Bwe tutagiwa value, tusobola kugamba nti buli musete. Bwe takiwa value, that we are responsible to show. Mena tugenda binikirekitinga biffe. We need to start to be responsible on what we do. Embuzi wabakisara, bagitransportinze, wetuukira. Amateeka weegat, lwaki muziteeka bwe mutyo? Lwaki muzovercrowdinga? Sente ziba tezimala zinaatuuka, oba muba mwagala mulugube. Oba okuba nti amateeka tegayina tegakola. But these laws are there. I call upon Minister of Agriculture, whoever who can share this video, let them reach them. Let them get in conjunction with the traffic officers. At least let them supervise with the drive to stop for lorries transporting animals. Because that meat, that's what we feed our kids. And that meat, that's what brings diseases to our kids. That very meat, the way we transport our chickens. Thank God, when you're heading to Nakasongola, that good road, there is a factory for hens, but hens are transported in the right way. They put them in their cages and transport them. At least 80% the better way. But goats, cows, sheep, oh God. Abayana ingiridi bayisamu ebisolo is not wasi it. N'ensolo gy'otulugunyiza bw'otyo, ogitransportinga bw'otyo, ate adoro giria, osalinga emmere engyomere tenda, eli sweet. How? Do you expect magic? You cannot do your due diligence. You cannot own your responsibility, and you expect things to come from heaven and fall. And you expect after God seeing you in your business, treating his creatures like that, not caring. Uringanga bamutware. Do you think you're gonna get a blessing in that family? You're gonna get numbers to add on without care? As farmers, we get big numbers. Our farms increase. And we get blessings. You see somebody's farm is increasing numbers, it's increasing because of what they do. We pray too much. Farmers, we are prayers. We are prayer warriors. We hands on. But still, we have to own the responsibility they have to see how our animals, with their birth from us, how they are being treated when they are being transported. So that at the end product, the customer, the citizen of Uganda can have the quality, healthy, organic meat, which is valid for his money. Then you transporting those animals that way, then somebody pays you the same price he would pay for an animal which is transported well, which is gonna give you good tender meat, which is healthy, than yours which you are put on a roller when the legs are out, the other one is just dead. The tail is tied from up like this, the other one is like, how would you twitch an animal like that? Then the traffic officers see you, criminals are get, and they are going to take the 1,000 or the 2,000 or the 5,000 for an animal which I don't speak of. It's so, how would you the grave and sleep okay. And animal rights. When it's in pain and your traffic officer or a policeman or an animal on the road, when your duty is to watch over that, how are you going to explain those animals? How are you going to explain those animals when the time comes? Because they are creatures. They are put on this earth to feed us. They have a purpose. But we can't respect it because they can't talk. Really? That's not right. We should change the transportation of those animals. In that transportation, in those rollies, their safety is nowhere. They have no safety due to the bad driving of the drivers. They make a lot of accidents. Now, if they can drive like that, what about how are the animals secured? Because the law of Uganda says, if I remember this article, is securing animals. What does it say about securing animals? Let's see, the International and Regional Consideration Effects Fooding. Let's see, Market and Border Control Animal Diseases Control Act. Okay, that the district, the actor there, let me see, there's one for securing. This is created on transportation of animals. Yeah, handling livestock moving through districts. These are laws which we should be sensitized on. Every Ugandan should know. Okay, Traffic and Road Safety Act. That one was CARP 304. That one we talked about it. Traffic and Transportation of Animal Regulation. Subsidiary regulations or under police, stock road authority directives. Specific provisions may cover safe securing of animals, space allowance, and avoidance of quality during transit. Let me repeat it again. These traffic officers which are on the road, the army people on the road, you're seeing these drivers, these vayanas, basibiem enteza fe mbuzi zaffe bwatyo tibubafa kula seedi bazova crowdinze omulimu gwo babatuvuddeko eri kwaffe tuba bakiguzeeko bagenda bagula buli ku faamu bamaliriza bawezeza bajja omulimu gw'omusirikale ono wa traffic omulimu gw'ow'ebisolo agabalayisinzi si kutwala guze ng'olaba kisunse waliwo tetulina okugaanako ennyama mutabani wezesete z'otute aidina mulwaza nga bakuwadde omutwalo gumu oba 50 oba omwana wa gundi omaliriza tezimala ddwali naye oba n'abaazi wa gundi n'abawala nga si wuwo olwedda agenda n'amala eddagala oba n'alwala ekirala tadesamba eddagala mulamu kati buli omu afeeyo gy'ali. Let everybody do his responsibility. At least 60%. 60%. We'll figure out the 40. Because we're already there. There's nothing we can change. Omusirikale etteeka lirino aligoberere. Traffic in bracket transportation of animals regulation. That one is under Traffic and Road Safety Act, CARP 304. In association with the regulations of animals. Now this one, Traffic Transport of Animals Regulation. If enacted as a subsidiary regulation or under police or road authority directives, specific provisions may cover safe situating of animals, space allowance, and avoidance of quality during transit. Note, Ugandan regulatory landscape often relies on a mixture of acts and ministerial and departmental directives. Check up to date subsidiary to see what are the new directives in the transportation of animals. What are the new directives in the transportation of animals? Banetutiu sensoro za famateka we gari leta amateka krizego kari inkarga. If 60% of our laws could be implemented and people should be held accountable, somebody should know this is my responsibility, and out of this responsibility, there is no hand above which is gonna cover it. I'll be punished for this. Then we would be good. We would be good. Everything will change. But what can we do? Now it's within our animals. Because they can't speak, because they are animals, then what do? We take over. We be the tomatoes for the meat we're gonna eat. It doesn't make sense. The safety of animals is also under the law. Storage of animals at the market. Now, we pay for these licenses. The licenses are there. The animal inspectors are on the hood. I see them on my billboard blowing. They're late for. But when Gulaze act, because these animal trucks move at night, and our police is all over at night, what happens? Why do we see them? Why do we see our animals being overloaded? Why do we get accidents like that and we lose our animals? That's not fair. Our responsibility as farmers is to secure the healthy and the well-being of the livestock we rear. Those are our responsibilities as farmers, and that is our purpose too. It's our purpose because farming, we don't choose it. Farming chooses you. Then it becomes easy for you. Then God blesses you in it because everything we do, you touch your hands on, it has a purpose in your life. Just be observant. Look at it. Pay attention. You will see that it has a purpose. And it has an ecosystem it's adding on the nature and even you. Let's speak about the meat we eat after those animals being transported in a wrong way. What happens to the meat? What happens to the meat? It's not tender. It's tasteless. It's infected because of what transportation. Do research about it. These transport cars of animals, if overcrowding is about fuel, we should have many sources agriculture to stimulate where since our backbone is agriculture. A farmer should have special privileges as we have a special department, as we unique people, as we feeders of the nation and the world. We should be given good power, good late numbers to call for any help we need because our country depends on agriculture and our backbone is agriculture. We need more implementation in that because I see the president of Uganda, our president is always speaking about farming, but there is no implementation. There is no chance. We know the word farming, but the rules don't work. Tax-free exemption on farm equipment. That's not like tax-free exemption as the word sounds. Try to import, you will see if they're gonna sign it without paying. It's really hard for the people we put in office. They decide to be our bosses if they are our workers because the people who give them this position from the talk of our leader, they changed their mindset and told them, those citizens, you're the boss, they have to pay you and still order them, which is not the right thing. They are bosses. Then that one has to change because we pay taxes and we pay their salary, their upkeep and their car, their fuel allowance, which is everything coming from as farmers when we buy chemicals, when we buy seeds. Yet, we neglect it. We don't seed. We don't have where we can call hotlines. We don't have hotline numbers in our villages. The rates are less, and the seeds which they give to give the communities, they stop in the field. All the damage essentially they give back to the farmers. They're only taken back to Fodena village and they are sold to the citizens instead of going to the citizens for free. We should have somebody who can check and follow up with the checks and balances of the government officials who don't deliver, who don't do the service delivery they have to do to the citizens of Uganda. We get to know that every day should have the free tractor. And maybe every week. But do those tractors work? Would they even give them to you when you just even write your name without Kituginogo on that district? That tractor is only works for those who can afford it, not the peasant local farmer. The peasant local farmer ends up using a hoe or hiring people over, even they can hire prisoners to come and dig for them because they're expensive too. They'll even do us. The free labor from the government is also for the rich. That's how unfair the grounds are. But still, it's our country. We have to move and navigate within them. There is no way we can leave our generation and our kids which are coming, our kids' generation to die when we still here. Let us act now, change the farming methods, change the farming techniques. Transportation, we should be helped to be regulated and know how much they should charge because these drivers, these transporting companies, they charge anyhowly as they feel like at the end of the day. A farmer who has raised his cow for 4 years or 2 years, or he's good for 1 year or 6 months, he ends up losing, making losses because of unregulated prices of the Ugandan market, which prices influence the demand and supply. Thank you for listening to Sesanga Mixed Farm. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.